It seems that the Xbox guy is not really happy with fanboys, but seems very nice. Day, and today is Thursday review day, so we're going to review these comic books that I read yesterday. They were amazing, so we'll go over those. Also, we got some comic book news, some comic book movie news. RDJ has signed for 2 more movies. Also, MJ is not going to be, like I said, not going to be in the other movies, and is going to be recasted. FX has required Man of Steel and Star Trek Into Darkness, and Mr. Xbox himself is not really a nice guy, it seems like. But we'll get into that more later. So let's talk about the comic books first, and then we'll talk about the stories. Alright, so first issue I read was Victorious number 2. In this issue, there was a guy from the previous series that had elephantitis, but I guess the guy that's named Victorious set like an antidote and like hit him, but didn't think it would work. So now in these issues, apparently it did work, and now he is turned into a supervillain and is wreaking havoc all over the city. Also, this guy, the bald-headed guy with the glasses, not the girl, he's going in and out of like dream consciousness. So while they're trying to fight this guy, he's in and out of like his dream consciousness. So he's getting his ass kicked, but not really feeling it because he's in dreams, and so he doesn't know what's going on until he stops one punch and then, supposedly defeats the bad guy for right now. But in the ending was pretty awesome. I don't want to ruin the ending, but Dark Horse has a way of making really awesome comic books and having really good artists bring stories to life with like they're way different stories than like you would read from Marvel or DC or anything else, because Dark Horse is pretty awesome in its own right because of their stories and amazing artists. So check out Victorious if you haven't. They're pretty awesome guys, and Dark Horse is a pretty awesome comic book company. So alright, and then we go to the DC side of Red Hood and the Outlaws. Like I said, in this issue they have Jason Todd going off and figure out who he really wants to be. Does he really want to be Red Hood, or does he want to be the leader of the League of Shadows? Who knows? We have to keep reading to find out. But while that's happening, funny part is they had Red Arrow and Starfire in counseling because they're not making sense of why Jason Todd doesn't know who he really wants to be. So that's confusing them, which I don't get really. I mean, it was funny because he had like a plaid shirt, that was sleeveless plaid shirt, underneath his Red Arrow stuff, so he wasn't really hiding anything from the counselor. But then Starfire was talking about stuff too. It was just, it wasn't, there was some action in it, but it was more of why does this happen? Why is this happening? What should I do? How are we going to move forward from that? So, but here's where it gets interesting. Hugo Strange is the counselor. So, there you go. You have a Batman villain trying to counsel these 2 guys that are already messed up. So, read more of this and we'll find out what happens. Will Jason Todd be the leader of the League of Shadows, or will he be Red Hood? Who knows? But the art, I like the art style, but I really like when the first issues of the Outlaws came out, because I don't know, the colors and everything moved more smoothly. There was really no lines. You couldn't see like the lines on the face. You just saw like beautiful colors everywhere. So I don't know, but it's still good. Check it out. And then we go to the Marvel side, and I was reading the New Avengers, and in this issue, there's a couple, not argument, well, okay, couple big issues. Number one, Mr. Fantastic and Iron Man are having like this secret talk. Not really clear about what they're talking about, but there's one secret conversation going on, and then Black Panther and Neuron, can't really say his name, are trying to talk down on not starting a war, because Nero, I want to say Nero, but it's not Nero, it's Neuron, let's go with that one. He had already tried to wash away Black Panther's kingdom. So now they're trying to talk it out before they go to war. But at the end, oh, and also, Doctor Strange and Mr. Fantastic are talking to Doom. Talking to Doom on their secret conversation. I'm thinking that while I was reading this, there was too many conversations going on. So I'm thinking it's all about this war that they're trying to prevent. But it's not working. So their Black Panther's people want to go to war against him because that's what they do. They like going to war. So check this one out. This is really good so far as well. I haven't really been into the Avengers, the new Avengers. I've been into the regular Avengers, but I'm starting to get into it a little bit. But again, I'm still kind of like more of a DC and outside comic book people. So still, check it out. It should be awesome. And then back to the DC side of Batgirl and Batman. In this issue 21, Batman is still struggling because Damian has died, and he keeps blaming himself, and that's affecting the family, and it's affecting the way he works. And so Batgirl tries to step up her game and tries to help him out, but at the same time tries to like slap him across the head and say, "Listen, it's not your fault, okay?" Just like more tough love, and it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon is trying to find out the location or the whereabouts of Batgirl, because in Batgirl issues, she supposedly killed her brother. So Commissioner Gordon is trying to find where Batgirl is. So it's like a story inside of a story. So I don't know. Since the death of Damian, you can really start to see cracks through Batman, because he is starting to get really depressed and sad because he's already lost Jason Todd once, he's lost Damian now, and he's lost his parents. So like all of that is starting to just like weigh on his shoulders a lot, and you can start to see that he's really starting to crack. So hopefully Damian comes back, or something good comes of this, and Batman returns to being Batman. So, alright, now, to the comic news. Shall we get started? Alright, so, first story. Sorry, I had a mini stroke there. Do not know what happened. I was trying to say news story, and it just came out, so, I apologize. Alright, so, Robert Downey Jr. has signed an agreement for 2 more movies, so he's going to be in the Avengers 2 and 3, but no talks of an Iron Man 4. I believe that, I don't know if they're going to make an Iron Man 4 with him in it, but for right now, it's good news that he is in the Avengers 2 and 3, because the word talks a while back of him not being in the Avengers 2 or 3 and being touched and recasted, which would be horrible to the Avengers franchise entirely. So, that's great news. Robert Downey Jr., I think, plays Tony Stark to a T, so it wouldn't be good if they recasted him. So, that's good that he signed on for 2 more movies. Can't wait to see those. Alright. Secondly, FX has now acquired the rights to air Star Trek Into Darkness and Man of Steel when it becomes available to the network. FX has always had blockbuster TV shows on there, like the last 2 Die Hards, the first Star Trek, all the popular movies that have been out for 2 or 3 years so far are on there. Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, probably going to have Iron Man 3 on there as well. Possibly, who knows, maybe the Avengers will appear on there, who knows. But I really like, because FX has 3 channels, and I really like the second FX channel because it has Totally Biased, and it has a lot of good, like, comedy things, underground comedy things, and I believe it also has Archer on there. So I like FX for that because they have good quality comedy stuff on there as well. Alright, now to the Mary Jane story. To continue on that, they've said that in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 they are going to cut her scenes, and she's not going to be in 3 because they're going to recast her. Recast the character. The lady that was going to play her no longer will be playing her, which is sad because, there was talks about last year at Comic-Con that their Mary Jane was going to be here, but they said that they want to focus more on Peter and Gwen's relationship instead of bringing in another woman, which doesn't make sense because they are talking about bringing Black Cat in. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll have to see and look forward to it. Oh, plus, a lot of Hollywood reporters now are trying to get the leaked information before Comic-Con because Comic-Con is coming up, and that's where everyone's going to show awesome things. So let's hope that they don't get it out before Comic-Con. Alright, lastly, the Xbox guy, that Dom M, he loves fanboys, apparently, because there's a rough draft of his official statement that is, it is either a joke or is real, because this man is like on a rant for like 3 paragraphs, and there's a lot of F words in there, and there's a lot of shit in there, and he's angry. But I believe he's angry because everyone's complaining about all the new features that the Xbox One had. So, yesterday they made an announcement saying that they are reverting everything back to normal to just like 360. So, hopefully that was a joke, because if that's not, that dude is in a crap ton of trouble for that. And if you want to read the full first draft, it's on dookie.com, or you can go to my Facebook page or my website, and there's a link to it. So enjoy that. Now, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, read more comics, and please subscribe. Have a good day.